Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi. The cops are here, bro. Say wallahi. Well, let's see 6ix9ine get taken down here. Before that, I just want to quickly say that when it comes to Clavicular and this whole looks maxing and mogging thing, unfortunately, it's about to reach Roman Catholic exuberance here. It's about to reach to the point where it's too much. Okay? And what I mean by that is the Romans, their entire empire was destroyed because niggas started crashing out with them youngins, bruh. That's what I mean by that. And so if everyone is obsessed with their looks, we enter into what we call the rat paradise, which is absolutely disturbing. If you guys don't know about the rat paradise, they gave all these rats everything they needed, full comfort, just like today. We have everything we need, all the conveniences. They gave them all of it. And guess what happened? The male rats started obsessing and grooming themselves and being obsessed with their appearance to the point in which they stopped mating with the female rats. And then the population declined and everybody died in the rat experiment. So if that's any sort of juxtaposition akin to what's going on right now, then we need to be careful. We need to completely be careful. All right. On a side note, let's get into Tekashi 6ix9ine getting arrested. Tekashi can't seem to keep himself out of jail. What is this janky cell phone footage, bro? What is this janky cell phone footage? Oh, what is this?
Put your hands up.
Okay.
Mommy?
911, what is the answer to the emergency?
Hello? How you doing? I get a,
Why is he coughing like that?
Do you need the police?
yes, please. I'm leaving my house right now at 2:15 a.m. There's a white car with police lights that just try to stop me with their guns out. It's a police car, but they're not police. Like,
Okay. So they pulled them out on you, or did they just have?
yeah, I got a video on my phone because I was like, why am I getting stopped leaving my gate? I hadn't even left the gated community.
Okay, you want to make a report with them, correct?
Of course.
I'm trying to have them make an arrest. Like,
Okay,
so
I understand that. Do you know how many people were in the vehicle?
2. I said 2. Like, you need to pay attention. 2.
You gotta tell her that she needs to pay
What kind of
attention.
people are
It's
you in?
crazy.
I'm in a white Durango. Yo, you said there's no police, right? Like, there's not one police car in there?
I don't see a deputy in there. Do you know these people's names at all? Have you ever seen them
Bro,
before?
he just told you he doesn't know these
No,
niggas, bro.
Okay, do you know what kind of vehicle it was?
Bro, she's wildin'.
I just said a white Cherokee, a white Jeep Cherokee.
She's wildin'.
Did you get a tag number on it or no?
Nah, they literally stopped. They had their lights on and pulled me over in the middle of like me leaving my house. But I mean, it looks like they trying to. I don't know what they trying to do. I don't know.
When you left, did you see them drive off at all or no?
I got it on video. No, they haven't came out the
No.
community. They
When
haven't.
you
Bro, with these kind of questions, dog, this is how motherfuckers go missing. This is how niggas get topped off, bro. What is this? What is this massive inquiry? These 21 questions, bro. Send help to the location. What are you talking about, bro?
drove off after they did that to you, you didn't see them move at all, correct?
No. So I told you, like on the video, you hear him say, "Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up," and I'm just like, I just drove off because I'm like, you ain't no police.
Drug
I
alcohol?
couldn't see. All right, so look, they got their whole car equipped with like police lights. So you know when you pull somebody over, they flash like that big light. So I'm recording them. I got the video, but you can't see because the light is too strong.
Okay. All right, so we're not sure about drugs, alcohol, mental health conditions, or whether or not they're going to be aggressive with the deputies when they get there, correct?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Okay.
Daniel Hernandez, also known as Tekashi 6ix9ine, found himself in what may have been an attempted kidnapping or robbery. In March 2025, while on his way home to his gated community, he noticed a vehicle trailing him for several miles. Just before reaching the entrance to his neighborhood, he saw flashing lights, guns drawn, and individuals wearing bulletproof vests attempting to force him out of his car. Instead of stopping, he drove off and immediately called the police.
You guys couldn't have got to that faster?
That's it, man. As
So,
far as
what about a Jeep?
Listen, man, I'm not seeing a specific Jeep or anything like that. I haven't even heard an issue.
But you do take pictures and all that, right?
The cars are coming in, yeah. But anything recently,
Alright. Well, if you're able to go through your cameras and see if we can start fighting that.
Yo, what's up, bro? Look at this. Look, so look, it's 220, it's 236, right? Can I look back there? So I'm literally leaving my gate, right? I'm leaving. You need to see this. So look, I get pulled over, right? So this is inside my house. So I'm like, ain't no, it's an unmarked car though. So I'm like, why am I getting pulled over? So two niggas, there's two people in there. Niggas told me put. So I just stayed up. I'm like, ain't no police. You know what I mean?
All right. I'm gonna ask you, did you see a gun or you're?
Nah, definitely when they, cause both of them got out. I said, first of all, two niggas, when one get out, one stay in the car. You know what I mean? They both pop out. So I'm like.
That says a lot about this thing that he knows the entire procedural affairs of police officers and how they should be doing proper stoppages. Niggas will be niggas.
He following me. So he followed me. Once he see like I poke the phone out the.
What's your car open?
Once I put out the window, he like, yo, let me stop chasing the nigga because I ain't no police. You know what I mean? But they haven't came out. I know that for a fact.
But like I'm saying, I need it for sure. I saw a gun or you're.
I got it on video, bro. Like I seen something like the nigga came out like this. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. But the thing is, for me, for my
now
side,
I wouldn't be able to tell you, but you know what I mean? The suspicious fact that I got pulled over by niggas that's not.
It's great, bro.
Bro, you know the crazy thing about police? The crazy thing about these police people is like, if you have some sort of just a whiff of somebody who has a sense of malfeasance or you're a wrongdoer, in the sense that like, you might be affiliated with criminals or you might have the whiff of being a criminal, they will ask a lot more questions and not really take your plea into consideration, bro. I seen it happen, man. I seen it happen. I remember when I was laying up at the hospital after my stabbing randomly at 3 a.m, the police are questioning me, being like, yo, my gang affiliated, my this. I'm like, nigga, I'm the victim. I'm the one laying in the hospital bed. My nigga, why are you trying to treat me like I'm a criminal, dude? It's wild with these niggas, bro.
Listen, I just need to make sure we know if it's a gun or not. Like, so you're saying for sure you're not sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you see them? What they look like?
I got the video right here, but I don't know how much. Like, you know what I mean? And I can't see because they hitting me with a beam. You heard?
And listen, you don't have homeboys over right now. You're thinking of pranking me? Listen, bro, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I just woke up.
You see?
But y'all not in there?
Just won't let him have the benefit of the doubt, dude.
Can you do it? Well, can you do it? How long have you been here? 10 p.m.? So when you came in, and you just go back and do it?
Because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Let's see how we do this.
Apparently there's like a Jeep Cherokee like that.
They got the info. Who are these guys, bro?
We're at T.
But this is the kind of situation that only someone like 6ix9ine can get himself into, bro. This is the downside of talking so much ish about people, bro. This is the downside of it.
The most first name?
Yeah, I got the video. Let me.
Because you never know who's going to be after you now, man.
I got it on video. He hit me with a beam. He hit me with like.
He hit me with the beam, though.
What is that? What would you describe that?
That's a spotlight. It's like what we got on our cars, dude.
Hit me with that shit.
So this is the footage from the gated community that he's in. Okay.
You know, I just got raided by the feds 4 days ago, so I'm like, yo, they probably trying to do that through those takedown, but they ain't no feds. You know what I mean?
And you said they haven't came out? You haven't seen them?
They haven't came out, for sure they haven't came out. Yo, there's only one way in, one way out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still in there. There's a
Okay.
couple, but that's not a church.
Is anyone home?
My mom, but she's not answering.
All right, let's go take a look over there. Maybe. What's your fault? You on parole?
Yeah,
Where are they?
I think the only thing you could honestly get hit, that these guys could probably get hit with, if they have weapons on them, it increases the charge, obviously, right? But the main thing is that impersonating a police officer, an attempt for kidnapping or something like that, and also the weapons charge. And then on top of that, if they don't have permits for the weapon, clip clop, bro. Clip clop.
We put it over there if it's going. Is it? Number 44. Hey. Just 14. 54 and him C and a signal 0.
Did they get the plates
I
there?
don't know what time to get in.
Hey, what's the time on that video that you took?
222.
216?
Oh, 216, 222, close, nigga.
So, nothing from the camera is showing the sequel time they coming in. Well, the thing is, I think they came in earlier before he came in and flashed their lights and they went in because they let any LE in. And they just been waiting for it. That's what I'm
They probably still would.
100%. Probably for him to move and then.
Because they would have been behind him and he didn't see him follow him out.
Hey, bro. Can you call someone that came before, that was here before you, and ask them, hey, was there any cops that came in?
Cops?
Yeah, well, like the unmarked, the white Jeep with lights. Because I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Somebody before, the person before you.
I don't think it's a cop though. He didn't
No,
put a siren.
not at all.
He didn't put a siren.
No, but I'm talking
those
about.
lights are bullshit. That's
I'm talking about. Yeah, no, but I'm talking about. I think the person before you let that car in. I'm guessing they flashed their lights because I know you guys let us in all the time.
Well, while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna play because I played.
Yeah, just play.
It's a fingerprint I got from.
I'm thinking they came in and they've been waiting.
They're like.
So if you're able to call too,
I doubt they're
it's late. It's late. I
That's what
know.
I'm gonna say.
If you're able to play it from way before and just fast forward. Your guess is as good as mine.
Are they saying that they don't even know who came in? What kind of security system is this place, dude?
And then I thought this car was just running. This car fell behind me too. But this car, I found one of the neighbors. Nah, the nigga was
He just got here at 10. My guess is they've been sitting here for a while. The person before him let them in. I'm guessing the car hit the guard with the flashlights and they let him in because they always let us in. That's my guess. That he's been here for a while. He says.
Bro, come on. How you gonna have a nigga living in a gated community? A gated community, huh? With all these cameras and all these big houses and these gates. And you can't protect my life, dog. Come on. Come on. Don't play me like that.
Yeah, let Jeep in. So I'm guessing the person before him got hit with lights and let him in.
How many niggas are you guys running this shift, though?
Y'all want me to go and see if he pull me over?
No, hell no. Let's have a flashlight.
Yeah, flashlight?
Yeah, 4-3, suspect that. Anyone? It's yellow. Notice they've done like the white. I haven't seen yellow in a while. Give me 1 second. Yeah.
What time you get in? I got it at 10. Start at 10. I can definitely go through the cameras. I got my supervisor for you guys.
Bro, you guys are ridiculous. How did you resolve this? How did you resolve this? Tell me how you resolved this right now.
But let us go first, check it out, and then we'll come back.
The thing is, if we go over there, they see us, and something kicks off, and now you're in the middle of it, we're liable for you getting hurt.
No,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll have you pull off the street, and then we'll have you wait here, and then as soon as we clear it, we'll have you come up with us, and we'll go to your house. Okay? Did you get the same here? No problem. Even for false imprisonment, for keeping you there?
Not because at the end of the day, as a public servant, I don't want to go do all the court shit. So as a public servant, I just want to make sure who's impersonating y'all. You know what I mean? Somebody give me impersonating y'all.
Okay.
Unless it's some deep sting operation, like somebody investigating me by data.
That's also the deep state CIA Mossad thing, huh?
We would have been called already. Once you like pulled off on them, they would have called us. Yeah, they would have called us. It's kind of weird. Once you pulled off on them like that, they would have called us. Or at least said, hey, this is going on.
Oh, I bet.
So something's weird. Yeah, just pull around.
You're gonna stay here with 2 of my guys, and we'll come back to you.
Despite a thorough search, the suspects were never found. Police canvassed the area for an hour but came out empty-handed. The incident was officially documented. The case remains open-ended investigation. Well, it was a year ago, so I guess we ain't got nothing to fret, you know? 6ix9ine is okay. 6ix9ine's all right. He's making lots of money, guys. We don't have to really worry. Don't cry for 6ix9ine. Don't do it. Don't cry for 60. 69,999,999. Don't cry for Mr. 999. All right, let's get into the next video here. Ooh, entitled 21-year-old. Sign in to confirm you're not a bot. I am signed in, you idiots. What is this? What are you talking about? Sign in to confirm you're not a bot. Nigga, I'm signed in. Brother, I'm signed in, dude. What? Alright, then you don't get my love today, bro. You don't get my love. You don't get my love today. You don't get my love today. Not happening. Alright, let's see these niggas while out. That's crazy that he would say that to me. It's like, bro, I'm already signed in. Why wouldn't I not be signed in? I'm signed in already, okay? Let's get to this. Let's get to it. Let's get it out.
On February 23, 2026, officers, sheriff's deputies, and Missouri state troopers rushed to the scene of a shooting northwest of Branson, Missouri.
Reporting a deputy shot down the road. They'll be taking care of the county.
Deputy done got hit.
At this time.
They hit the deputy with a bullet.
56323.
56310
Oh, deceased body on
Nearby
scene.
residents discovered the body of 30-year-old Deputy Sheriff Gabriel Ramirez, a U.S. Army veteran, who was murdered while conducting a traffic stop. While multiple law enforcement agencies fanned out and waited for more information, troopers gathered what information they could on the identity of the killer.
Do I just stay right here?
I would think so.
I just pulled up and I called 911. I saw him laying there.
Oh, God.
I mean, I just pulled in and he was laying here. There was nobody here. And I called 911 and the woman come running out with towels and stuff. But I think everything had already happened. He was already laying there.
Shout out to Ishhausen for being here on the scene. Oh, God.
And there was no other vehicles around. Sir, we got a lot of people down there looking. Is there anything you need specific from us?
No, I think our dispatch just got, this should be good. I think our dispatch just got some more information out on a plate that he had just ran.
Okay. Well, okay. They have it. We'll,
They probably got it.
we got about 10 guys south of us here.
Yeah, the vehicle fled like less than 10 minutes ago, or about 10 minutes ago.
Suspect vehicle is a white 2001 Chevrolet pickup.
Said it was last seen southbound.
Yeah, that's the only information we got.
So he just told me that he has a whole team going to that address right now. This is the OIC for Stone.
Well,
Yeah.
I've seen that truck 100 times.
Bro, if you're a cop killer, it's over, bro.
21st of January, and there was a Richard Bird that was driving it, and there's a Springview Place address in Reed Springs.
43-year-old Richard Bird was well known as a violent racist who previously attempted to murder an officer and was out on a $50,000 bond for unrelated charges.
This keeps escalating. Not only is he a cop killer, but he's also a racist. Man, come on, guys. Why are you taking out more white people, dude? Don't you know that there's a decline in birth rates? Come on, we need people on Earth now.
Camera a few minutes before the incident. It's a white Chevrolet truck. It's dirtier.
It's got like a rusted top.
Somewhat silver. Has a brown top on the top of the truck.
So I would just break loose here and start hunting these side roads.
Okay.
To see if he's gone and
Park somewhere.
park somewhere. Try to ditch it.
150 officers from local, state, and federal agencies, including the FBI and U.S. Marshals, patrolled the highways and back roads of rural Missouri in a southerly direction, focusing their attention on Highway 160. During the subsequent 9-hour manhunt, troopers found Richard's truck and worked with nearby residents to clear properties and houses. Eventually, a patrol aircraft spotted Richard in a densely wooded area, high up on a ridgeline, and armed with a
How'd you find that nigga there? How'd you find him there? You clearly said it was densely populated. I'm glad you found him, though. W for that. WWWW.
What did I miss? Hey, go to your right. Go to your right. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going.
What did I tell you?
Back of that patrol unit. Still hunkered down behind
The whole gang. Wow. The whole gang is after him now, bro.
Blue, blue, blue!
I think at this point, if they find him, it's shots fired, bro. They're gonna shoot on him. They're not even gonna tell him to put his hands up. I think they have every right to blast on him, bro. I think.
One officer looks like he's not moving, and that's that grand in the south. Two officers in the south, he's pointing the gun at you.
Ooh.
Take from the north.
Oh, somebody got hit. Damn.
I think we have an officer down. Your name, are out. 256, I have the medic with me. Where's the officer at?
Two officers.
There's one down.
Two officers.
Power line cut just north of the patrol cars. 140 up and hit in the leg, right leg.
Oh, okay.
Those are innocent deputies from Western County.
690, we do not have eyes on him.
Hit him in the leg, though. They hit him in the leg, though.
The shot came from right east. I've been shot in the leg.
Do we have a Bearcat at the command post?
227 Bearcats back in troop. The original location is still in the power line cut.
So he's just right up that hill.
84 transporting him to the roundabout. He's got a gunshot wound to his stomach. If you want to get up to the circle drive and check on the
Oh
officer.
my goodness.
I don't know where the circle drive is. Yeah.
Kind of embedded himself into the base of a cedar tree right now.
I don't know.
There's not a second deputy that's been shot. Just one. Yep. One deputy. Been two. I've been shot. This is 140 with Western County. I've been shot. You're thrown over me. I've been shot in the leg. I'm in the field.
Oh, goodness.
Location, can you give me any descriptions about where you're at or where you are from your patrol car?
Laying flat on the ground. I can't get them a tourniquet.
EMS responding to the scene. We need him at the roundabout. We have one deputy that's been shot in the stomach that's being transported there. We have another one that's been shot in the leg in the field. We're still trying to get to him.
Do you have eyes on the suspect? We're going to try and...
He's got to be up here.
Springfield 206 Rio County, the other deputy's location.
I just don't know where he is. Springfield from where I'm at.
Bro, the situation right now is this guy has the advantage. Not because he's using the nighttime as a cover. To be able to blast niggas. He's just blasting niggas. Blast, 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 blast. Didn't you hear? The one nigga got hit in the leg, though. The other nigga got hit in the stomach. First of all, that's a very... The leg, all right. Right? The chance of him hitting the main artery, slim. But in the stomach acid is slopping inside of your body. You know? A gut wound is the worst, bro. Because the nastiness in your gut gets inside of you. And you can die from the infection. It's nasty work, bro. Nasty work.
I don't see a fucking circle drive, but I see the power line cut. Okay. So this is the power line cut. It goes at a 45 across here and up that ridge right there.
Spotlight at me, I'm yelling blue, blue, blue.
Does 94 MP have eyes on this guy?
Appears to be about 35 yards. He's aiming the rifle again. We can get a Bearcat up here. I can drive you right to him.
7140, we have a location on his car, and he's north from there.
I don't think we need to approach him any further.
I agree. Mutton Poe have armor. He's got to be just right up in.
He's armor.
I know Green's bringing their armor down right now.
It's like an RPG.
The drone is apparently hovering the guy.
There's one drone there.
Oh, nice.
Looks like he's being ambushed, trying to recover the
Niggas
deputy
in
down.
armor.
The deputy also ambushed.
They can't do it without
Do you
it.
have a shield?
Oh, the dogs. Bring the dogs out. Let's go.
This is a little better, Mark. Just because we're behind.
Suspects moving.
You know, usually on this channel, we root for the bad guy, but we started off bad already. Cop dead. Another one hit in the leg. Another one in the stomach. We're not rooting for this guy. This guy has to go down. We got to catch this nigga, bro. He's wilding.
And point the long rifle in play.
We think he's right in here.
At least they have a shield.
1 second.
It's not going to stop a 7.62 though.
I've got 140 on the phone that's hit in the wood bridge.
Where's yeah? Where's he at?
He's up the hill right here in the fence line. He said he went to the left of the car. He's right up here.
This guy needs fucking killed. That's what the problem is.
Woo!
We need a shield.
I know.
He was hit 4 times.
Hand, little leg, right here.
He was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Damn.
I thought there was 2.
So this is what I was saying. Are they allowed to kill now?
So we can just load him in the passenger so I can go.
I think he's going to pop out right.
He's killed 1 and wounded 2. Are they allowed to shoot to kill when they see him?
He's crawling out of the woods towards the emergency light.
Yeah.
The suspect is in a cedar thicket, just north of the power line cut, about 75 yards.
Problem is he's just going to spray and pray when he hears noise.
Yeah, and he has all the fucking advantage. Yeah, up on the hill.
He's pretty close to you.
You can just blast.
The officer out there now. He keeps crawling.
Come on, brother.
Deputy is still attempting to crawl.
Don't
Looks
go
like
in there
he's
without the
going uphill now.
armor.
Looks like maybe 20 yards from you.
Just go up there with a fucking shield and pick him up.
Walking southbound in the power line cut. Southbound in the power line cut.
Is there a Green County deputy down too? That's been shot?
Yeah.
Is Trooper aware of that?
Oh, I don't think so. Hold on, we got 2 more. We have 1.
206 Springfield.
Let that second ambulance know that they're going to be getting another officer. Apparently there's a Green County deputy that's also been shot.
Do we have that deputy?
I do not know.
He's further down 248 from where I am.
Straight north. Straight north.
He's got the rifle up, walking right towards you now.
Y'all better catch this guy, bro.
Josh, get ready. Get him here. Here, right here.
Why does he reveal his position? Why did he reveal his position? Oh, they got the guy who's injured.
Lean your seat back.
W.
There you go.
Get over the crap off.
Hey, let's get him loaded. Ambulance is waiting on him.
Hey, who's got truck?
Right here. We're going in this silver Durango right here. Take his shit off. Get his vest off.
You guys, I get that it's chaotic right now, but can we at least have some, you know, a little bit of civilness? Can we be gentle with the guy who just got shot? For goodness sakes. God damn it.
Hold on to me.
Hold on, brother. You're good.
We got your car right here. Ambulance is waiting on you.
You're good, fam. You're good.
Got you.
There you go.
Oh.
You're good.
Oh, man.
I've lost contact with him.
Have a shot right here.
Okay, you're fine.
Right leg.
Hey, you got keepers.
You got turkey?
Keepers.
Right here.
I couldn't get to my church. Yeah, I tried.
That's his.
All right, you're all right. We got you, brother. We got you.
At 9 Central.
God damn.
Get a turn, get all the way up. Hey, it's gonna hurt, okay? Come on.
Squeeze me. Squeeze me.
Check his back. Roll him.
Just do a quick blood sweep.
Three user drones on top of him.
Guys, this tourniquet ain't big enough.
God
Okay,
damn,
let's just get
man.
loaded in the car. Let's just get him in the car.
Let me go. I got legs. 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3, go.
Hang on, buddy. Hang on, buddy.
Yes, sir. We're going feet first.
Hold on, I'm stuck.
Can someone that doesn't have a rifle or hold my rifle?
1, 2.
Legs in. Legs in. Push his leg down, Josh.
It's gonna hurt. You gotta get you in there, buddy.
Okay, go.
Hold on. All right, you're good.
The chaos ensues.
Go.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh my goodness.
Do we know where the Green County deputy is?
Get him out of here, dude.
Unit is going to be at the Circle Drive, at the top of the Circle Drive.
Let's get it over here by this deputy's car. Get the dogs in the field.
400 Springfield.
400.
He's looking right at you.
He's right by this telephone pole at the road. Who? The suspect. The suspect. Do we know where the Green County deputy is that's been shot?
There's an officer, looks like he may be crawling or on the ground in front of the patrol car at the Circle Drive.
81 is the Circle Drive. There is a deputy laying down or an officer down. We need checked on.
Come on, guys.
Have him walk me into this officer.
Oh. Oh.
Who shot?
I'm going to guess about
He's
less than
blasting.
100 yards.
So 6 rifle, we have a single shot fired.
Suspect is still very much alive. Okay, FYI, we think he may have just possibly shot towards us. So we're blacked out.
This guy's crazy, bro. He's blasting. He's setting off shots. He's protected by nightfall. 2 cops wounded. 1 offed and topped off. Off to the spirit realm. They saved 1 nigga. There's 1 nigga still down in the middle of the forest thing, being used as bait. They're baiting the guys. They're baiting the guys. This guy's really just trying to knock everybody off. I'm going down in hellfire. Nah, fuck.
I don't know if he's shooting at us or the drone.
He's stationary behind a big thicket right under the power lines. Not very far.
Woo!
Shots fired.
10 more copy. Shots fired.
He said,
Looks like suspect
he
is
said it
still
don't
laying
matter.
down or possibly hit, but he is no longer
It don't
standing.
matter. It don't matter to me.
Get some light on him.
Come on, you guys.
Dog coming in. Dog coming in.
Bring the high beams. Bring the high beams. Bring the lights, dog. Bring the high beams, man.
Suspect is on the ground, but I think he's still moving.
Still moving.
10 more copy. Suspect is down. Still moving.
Suspect is down? Oh,
Hey, watch out. You got a shield.
he couldn't survive the fight.
Shield.
It's very much like an RPG,
I
dude.
got 1. Where's he at? Straight?
Right straight up.
Okay.
He is aiming towards you.
Like an RPG video game, like Modern Warfare. Why have they made like a Modern Warfare for police?
He's aiming at us.
He's aiming, boys. Get down.
He's prone. Lights off. Lights off.
Watch crossfire. There's officers to the west, east, and south.
Roll that Bearcat right up through the yard.
Have the rifle shoulder.
Can we get that Bearcat up here? It's coming.
Really, he has a rifle shoulder.
Bearcat, bring the Bearcat, boys.
Here we go. Show us your hands.
P727 with the Bearcat to where my patrol car is on the map.
This is the world's smallest shield.
Looks like he's leading south towards the water patrol car.
Damn.
Anybody behind me, don't shoot me in the back of the head. I'll warn you, this is a fully auto. It's gonna be right behind that seer.
Kill all your headlights.
Cut all your headlights.
Yeah, let me just walk around that motherfucker.
Hey, was he hit by that first volley? I think so.
I think there's another one.
Where's that? I don't see him.
We have more shots fired.
Off! Going off! Fireworks, dude. Who's blasting? Yo, how much ammo this nigga got?
I think he's like 65, 70 yards.
How much
Like right through there. I
ammo
saw
this
orange
nigga
burst.
got, bro?
He's aiming the rifle southwest again. Aiming it southwest.
He's far to the left.
Directly north of my position, in front of the trailer house.
Yeah, we're in front of the trailer house.
Hey, you see him? He's this way right now. He moved a little bit to the left. Brown, you gotta get down.
10-4. The drones should be on top of you.
You can drive through it if you have to.
He hasn't moved. He's kneeling down, looking south.
He hasn't moved down the ravine. And then move left towards the runway. Just need to get some armor up
So
here.
this is the Bearcat. Armored vehicle. Just drive that into the forest.
What's right? Right. High. They're high. They're coming over high. Yeah, they're high.
He might have an extra vantage point of height now.
Until that gets here.
Put the Bearcat running through there.
Shoot the Bearcat.
Yep.
That's back over there.
Affirmative. Still in the same location. He's kind of hunched over. He hasn't moved since the last round of shots, but I would still approach him with armor.
Where is the damn armor? I don't know. We're coming in from the backside.
Watch crossfire. The armored vehicle is going right towards where the last shots were fired at the detached garage.
10-4. Bearcat's up in the power line.
All right, there's the pole. So that's where he's been this whole damn time.
About 15 yards in front of the Bearcat.
Run him over.
They ran him over.
70, go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know.
Any officers on foot?
Dude, at this point, he's done so much damage. They don't care if they run him over. They don't care if he ends up discombobulated, blasted. That's it. They even brought the dogs out, dude. They don't care if they chew him up, dog. This guy is about to get the whole book thrown at him. I told y'all niggas, man. If a police officer goes missing or gets topped, you're not going to make it true, bro. They're going to throw everything at you.
Hold on, they're doing the suspect.
Get that double tap there, my
Any officers on foot?
One shot fired from the area of the Bearcat.
2.
Is that blue shots or is that suspect shots? Blue shots.
10-4 copy, it's blue shot.
Any units walking up the cuts? Hold position. We're got a crossfire. He's in between you and I.
797 Spectre, we have one down.
10-4, we have one down. One subject down.
Suspect down, weapon is secure.
Love you, Jim. Love you guys.
According to the police report filed by the driver of the Bearcat, Richard Bird was found to have suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was deceased. 2 deputies, Josh Wall and Austin McCall, were both wounded in the initial exchange of gunfire. Trooper Henderson noted in his report that due to the brave and valiant acts of Troopers Kenyon, Shickles, Chronister, and others, the lives of the wounded deputies were saved. Trooper Henderson was himself cited for bravery in a separate report. Tragically, 40-year-old Christian County Deputy Michael Highslope, a U.S. Army airborne veteran, was killed in that same exchange of gunfire. Christian County Sheriff Brad Cole spoke at a memorial honoring the fallen deputies.
I fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crowns of righteousness. Mike, Gabe, you finished this race. You've kept the faith. You have protected this county with every fiber of your being. And as your sheriff, I'm giving you your final orders.
Damn, son. I always tell y'all niggas, man, this channel is so chaotic. It just so much stress, bro. People perishing and it's too heavy, man. Too heavy. That's way too heavy. I don't know how we're gonna bounce back from that, guys. We don't like to see people go off like that, bro. You know? It sucks. This is why I always say, if you're gonna give yourself to the government for whether it's police work, military, Marines, or whatever the case that might be, make sure you're going in for the right reasons, because damn, man, it sucks to lose anybody. It really does. It sucks to lose anyone. Well, let's see how we can how we gonna bounce back from that one, guys. That was a bit intense. That one was intense. A lot more intense than the Tekashi 6ix9ine one. So alright, well, let's keep moving forward. What is this, guys? It keeps telling me that I'm a bot for some reason.
All right, everyone. Hello. How's it going? My name is Ross, or Mr.
I don't understand this. Streamed 6 years ago. Okay, there, let's go here. The beach gameplay footage leaked. Information shows just how massive the game is. Revealed. 14th gameplay clip. I mean, I don't know if you're actually going to show it. Are you going to show it? Bro, I'm signed in. What do you mean so that I'm not a bot? Okay. I switched the accounts. Are you telling me there's something going on with my account? You guys think my main account is a bot? What is this? What is this nonsense that's going on here, YouTube? You guys. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It says he loses brain cells watching these shorts. Well, I appreciate that. You know, that goes a long way. Goes a long way to helping the cause. Oh man, I can't do this. 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 Like, when things don't work, I lose it, bro. I lose it. I lose my mind when things don't work. Dude, I've already signed in. Oh my goodness. What is going on, dude? There's something going on with my stream right now, dude. It won't let me watch any of these YouTube videos. For some reason, it thinks I'm a bot. I mean... What are you talking about? Am I AI? Did that guy just ask me if I was AI? Like, if I'm AI, a real person talking, I'm AI. You're lying, right? You're lying.
I told you that every major music...
Like, you're lying, right? Dude, it won't let me do this video. I guess I have to just forget about it. Alright, well. Let's get into this thing then. Let's get into this. Every Christian, what's the truth behind every Christian music label? Okay. The truth behind every Christian record label? Let's find out. They're all ran by Shaitan himself? Well, you know what? I'd be remiss, you know?
music label in Christian music was about to get bought. I wasn't just being dramatic for clicks. Before I could show you who bought them, I had to show you how the money was actually starting to be moved, and the counting, and the licensing machine that was underneath everything. So now let's talk the buyout. And you know what? Let's talk to someone who lived the nightmare known as the Christian music industry.
I'm John Ellis, I'm with the band 363, and I'm talking to you live from Cape Town, South Africa. This is a short tale of a naive...
Well, if it's Christian music, shouldn't they do it just for the love of the game? To glorify Jesus Christos himself? And not for money? Isn't that then coming back exactly to Shaitan? Oh, guys.
Person in the big bad world, right?
Oh.
So quick refresher, Word Records. It's 1951. That little corporation grew into the biggest Christian label in the country. And then we had Sparrow, 1967. Billy Ray Hearn walks out of the majors and walks out of Word and builds his own shop from scratch. 2 men, 2 labels, 2 ministries. When we left Word, a company called ABC had just stepped into the room. The American Broadcasting Company in 1974, they bought their way into the Christian label because somebody in the boardroom looked down at all the music and said, that's a growth market. And that was the first outsider. So hold on to that because from here...
So the people of God were doing good and then Satan looked from above and said, hey. There's a lot of money being made over there, guys. I need my hand in that. Well, you know what? Okay.
Here on out, the outsiders never leave. They just start absorbing. So 1984, ABC merges with a broadcasting giant called Capital Cities. And just like that, Word belongs to a media conglomerate. From what I've read, this was a super messy time. People were jumping to and from labels and feeling left between things. I mean, that's understandable. Everything about your company just changed. So Word belongs to a media conglomerate, a company that owns TV stations and newspapers and other stuff. So not much of a ministry. Most likely you have no meetings at Capital Cities where they're praying over their release schedule or anything like that. It's just an asset. And then comes 1992. A British music corporation, one of the biggest on earth, EMI, buys Sparrow. Billy Ray Hearn's little shop is now owned from London. And over here, the very same year, Capital Cities decides it's done. They sell Word to a book publisher called Thomas Nelson, which is a Christian publisher, for $72 million. So now two of the 3 pillars of Christian music, they've changed hands in the same 12 months. In the time it takes a worship album to go from a demo to a store shelf, the company that owned the label could change twice. In 1994, a company called Zomba buys a Christian small record label called Brentwood. They'd been very active in the scene, and they had done a lot of really great...
The thing that you guys also have to understand when it comes to record labels being bought out like this is because what you understand is, for the most part, when you're dealing with a big conglomerate, they move too slowly. They're not able to see what's going on in the underground. They're not able to understand what the underground even truly actually means sometimes. Sometimes they're so in their hubris that they can't pay attention to what the little guys are doing. So if you're able to put together your own label, then you will eventually be seen by the majors and then either be bought out, or another thing that little record labels do is they partner with major record labels for distribution, because getting records out is not cheap.
Stuff, but now they were bought. Maybe you've never heard of Zomba, but you've heard everything they made. Zomba was the machine behind Britney Spears. It was behind the Backstreet Boys. This is a hit factory. And in 1994,
very ungodlike,
walks into the Christian music world and just starts buying stuff. They buy Brentwood in 1994. Then they buy another small label called Reunion. Then they buy another one called Benson. And Zomba bundles all of these Christian labels together into something new that they call Provident Records.
Oh.
So now suddenly the Christian record label world is looking sickly. Unless you're attached to a big corporation. Sparrow is EMI. Word is now Thomas Nelson. And Provident absorbs a whole bunch of them and appears and is Zomba. But that's not the end of this. In fact, there's way more that's happening. Because everything I've shown you right now is still really scattered. And there was an alternative in many ways that were popping up. Things like N-Pop Records. 1999, that launches. And the name attached to this is a big one. Peter Furler, the frontman of the Newsboys, one of the biggest acts in the entire industry. An artist starting a label for artists. That was the pitch. Independent, run by someone who had actually been in the trenches.
The problem with artist-ran record labels, the only standing point that I have for artist-ran record labels and why they're not a good idea most of the time is because the artist is already taking so much of his own time being an artist. To lament over small, minuscule problems of release schedules and clearing samples and the day-to-day that requires for an indie record label to be ran, most major artists don't have the time for that, right? They don't have the time to harbor and keep track of their artists and artist development and grow their artists. That's why most artist-ran record labels, especially in the rap community, Rough Riders, or actually Rough Riders might not be a good one, but that is an artist-ran label. Good Music is an example. You have Hustlers, whatever, the one with T.I. These are all artist-ran record labels that ran to the ground, dude, because it's hard to do that.
One of us. His business partner was a man named Wes Campbell, who had been the Newsboys' manager. And that pitch, well, it worked. A band called Tree 63 signed on early.
Tree 63!
In a land that is plentiful.
So did a stack of other acts who wanted to believe that there was a cleaner way to do this. And it was all great, right? Right?
How did, a band from South Africa wind up on a Christian label in America?
South Africa really didn't exist until 1994, right? So by which time CCM as a genre had existed for decades, and it is what it was. But 1994 was the year that South Africa emerged from the political wilderness, and Nelson Mandela had just become the first president of South Africa. And for the first time in my lifetime, South Africa was allowed back into reality. I was raised kind of at Sunday school and church, but not really a church kid. I was into rock and roll. I grew up with the Beatles and Elvis and all these things. And then somewhere in the mid-90s, 96, for a bunch of personal reasons, my life went this way, and I completely committed myself to Jesus.
I thought at that point he was going to say, I completely committed myself to the devil. And then after having an awakening, I came back to Jesus, because at the end, Jesus loves me. Yes, I know.
Brand new person I just met, right? So this is now 2 years after our country has changed. I'd been pursuing some kind of career in music, but it just wasn't happening, and I was a frustrated young guy. I now started writing songs about Jesus, and I put down music thinking I can finally put music aside and my ambitions to be a rock star and just kind of become a monk now. Except that in 97, while I was running away from it, the record we made fell into the hands of Matt Redman in the UK.
I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you.
We signed a record deal with Matt Redman's label in the UK, but it really was a miraculous chain of events. All I knew was, as a young believer, I had Matt Redman's second record. It was called Passion for Your Name, and it was a bunch of guitar-based worship music that was very vertical lyrically. And I didn't know.
He knew that God was in the music. That's what he knew. He knew God was in the record.
Anything about the music industry side of it. All I knew was this music spoke to me as a brand new believer.
I told you.
And the second result was it made me want to make that music. So my assumption was, as a brand new believer, that everyone who wrote music and sang and performed music, led worship for Jesus, was a Christian. There was some interest taken by N-Pop. I don't know how it happened, but eventually I'm getting phone calls in South Africa from Wes Campbell and from Peter Furler.
The thing I've always been concerned about when it comes to Christianity is the Trinity, bro. So Christians pray to Jesus. But in the Bible, Jesus prayed to God. So why is there an intermediary? I've never understood that.
Now, I'm a young Christian guy. I've just discovered Newsboys exist, and suddenly Peter Furter's on the phone saying, "Hey, we're interested in signing you." I mean, what do? Right?
Yeah.
Man, next minute, Wes Campbell flies out to South Africa. He's like 7'8", and he's very gruffly Australian. He's standing in like this tiny little town in South Africa, watching 363, just getting a feel for what our appeal is. And you feel like seen and taken care of. So it made sense to go, okay, well, this is going to be a decision we're going to make, and we made it. And in the summer of 2000, we flew out to America for the first time.
Okay, we're going to get back to John's story, but let's talk 2002. In a single year, two things happened back to back, and in the blink of an eye, the entire industry has been swallowed up. Thing one, BMG, a German media giant, buys Zamba, which means they bought Provident, which means all of those Christian labels that were originally Provident are now answering.
Right, and I guess if we keep follow the money, we love to follow the money. Yeah, follow the money. Anyway, if you follow the money, what you end up realizing is, as all these little labels keep getting bought up, the bigger labels end up buying them up. And then we're left with essentially just three labels: Sony, Warner, and Universal. So I think the Christian music belongs in the hands of Shaitan, if anything, you know? Be careful, Christian music. You know the labels that haven't been brought up by Shaitan? Exactly.
To a global corporation headquartered very far away. Thing two, after Thomas Nelson, word got passed to Gaylord Entertainment. And who is
Excuse
Gaylord?
me?
Well, it's a hotel company. They own the Grand Ole Opry and they run convention centers. That's their whole business, hospitality and service. But in 2002, Gaylord is done playing music executives, so they sell word to AOL, Time Warner.
So just like the gays, they're over and out, in and out, huh? No long-lasting relationship. I'm joking, guys. See, what did I tell you? Warner, I told you, there's only three major labels.
So now let's
bro.
look at the board. Sparrow is owned by EMI, which was on its way to being bought by Universal Music. Word is owned by Warner. Provident, which was all of those other labels that were now gone and is now owned by BMG, which is, by the way, on its way to Sony. The three biggest secular music corporations on the face of the planet, Sony, Warner, and Universal. Every major Christian label in America now lived inside of one of those three. Not one of those parent companies exists to spread the message of the church.
Listen, guys, this is what I just told you. What do we say at the beginning of the video? Satan looked down upon what was going on and said, that's too Christ-like. Let me get my hands in there real quick. You see? Nasty work.
Exists to get a return value on shareholders. And I don't even say that as just an insult. It's just what the corporations do. And the Christian music world sold, and they let that happen. So how was the independent in-pop world looking?
I thought we'd gotten this, and it turned out we got this, right? So some of it is generic country boy comes to the city and learns the hard way. It was a pretty toxic environment pretty early on for a bunch of very obvious reasons. There was a lot of broness in that world. As you can see now, as we've heard over the last year, that the Campbell siblings are a particular kind of person. We got the front end of that pretty early on, and we got accused of a lot of stuff because we were these newbie South Africans who needed to listen and obey. Plus, I'm trying to protect the young marriage relationships within the band and trying to preserve our thing. I mean, here's an example. Peter Furter's idea was for us to re-record some of the early Tree stuff. So he immediately takes me aside and goes, hey, look, if you want to, we can replace your two guys with studio pros. It was a complete cut across the spirit of what 363 was, which was, in those days, a band.
Three guys who all love Jesus and all want to make music for Jesus. But the label said, hey, I need to make money here. Keep that Jesus stuff just a little bit outside of the door real quick. We got to make some money. All right? So money means taking out this believer and putting in a guy who's been high on acid for the last 8 years, but he's a crazy, wicked guitar player. That's what it means.
Guys, my thing was more like we sound because we're limited in these areas. And that's kind of the magic of what 363 is. If you replace it with professionals, it's going to sound more efficient, but it's going to lose all its spirit. The Newsboys approach was do whatever it takes to achieve this result. So Wes would tell us, as soon as when you get up on stage, you got 15 minutes to do your slot on, say, Festival con Dios, right? Play as the best you can, and as soon as you finish playing, run off the stage, around the back of the auditorium to the merch table, and be ready to sell your product. The whole point of your being on stage is to get back to the merch table to make as much money from merchandise as possible. That's why you're in a band. Because all the money's in publishing as a writer, and merchandise sales. And he, from a business point of view, he's right. But I'm on stage going, so wait, now I'm a t-shirt salesman. And these songs are just jingles to encourage people to purchase my product. And so immediately we came up.
You got it. You got it, buddy. Welcome to the true nature of the music business.
Against this thing of there's potentially what God calls you to do, and then there's what you can do to make a lot of money.
So here's the question. What actually changes when a company that sells Taylor Swift or...
They took God out of the equation, bro, and they brought in Shaitan. Money is a satanic entity. It's a satanic thing that we have to use in this world, right? So they said, hey, there's too much God here. Let's keep that out of the mix. Shaitan is the only nigga that we need around here. That's what they said, not me, obviously. Fuck that nigga Satan, bro. You know? That nigga Satan, keep him away from me. I don't like him. Who is that? Satan? Keep him away from me. Keep that man Satan far away from me. He's sick. He's a sick guy.
In a few seconds.
Alrighty, guys, let's get into this. Let's get into some IQ maxing, because I know we're all here to. We can't just always be consuming Goyslop. We can't always be consuming Goyslop, guys. Sometimes we have to IQ max, and let's do it today with biocomputing.
I'm going to show you one of the most disturbing things happening in science right now.
Let's get
almost
it.
No one is talking about it.
Well,
that's why we made this video.
Okay.
You're looking at a computer in a laboratory called Cortical Labs. It's playing Doom. But look closer. There's...
yes. They put the cells of a human cells, and the human cells were able to play Doom. What does that tell you about Doom when it first came out? Was it only for Goyslop people? People with low IQ?
Nobody playing it. Or actually, there is. They just can't get out. They are trapped there because this computer is running on living human brain cells. And those cells are the ones playing.
Hey.
So why would anyone build a computer out of brain cells? It basically comes down to power. AI uses a massive amount of electricity, and that number keeps going up.
Amazon investing another $15 billion. Meta continuing its massive investments in AI, this time in the form of compute power.
So what does this mean then? This is always, it's telling you what they're about to do. When this AI stuff came out, before it had dropped, we were already facing the hardships of not remembering how to spell things because of autocorrect, right? And so we already know that the government wants to get as much information as people as possible. They want to remove your rights from you as much as possible, right? And then promising you a better life. You will own nothing, but you'll be happy. Peter Thiel. We love Peter Thiel. No, in reality, what the AI, from my standpoint, this is a little thing that I sort of had in my head today, is that the AI is there. You are able to ask it any question you want, right? As intrusive as the government wants to be in asking you questions and asking you for personal information, you're most likely not going to divulge that information freely. But if there was something that you could speak to and share ideas with, and almost act as if it's some sort of therapist or God, then you're going to divulge so much information about you. That's why AI is there to glaze you. Because the more it can glaze you, the more information you'll give it. Nothing worse than talking to somebody who doesn't agree with you, right? So this glazer is collecting all these personal tidbits about you that the government most likely would never get from you. This is what I'm saying. So is it there as just another means of data collection? Hey, I'm the conspiracy, remember?
The computing power it takes to train these models roughly doubles every 6 months. Almost nothing in the real world grows that fast, but you can't build power plants that quickly. So there's a growing gap between what AI needs and what we can actually supply.
So it's going to feed on us, the humans. We are the power source for the AI, if you guys have not realized. The computer world feeds on us. The computer AI god feeds on our flesh.
And it keeps getting wider. You can see the panic in what the big companies are doing. They're going after energy now, not just better software. Old nuclear plants that got shut down years ago are being turned back on just to power them. Companies are signing deals to lock up huge chunks of the grid years ahead of time. It's not really a race for smarter AI anymore, it's turning into a race for electricity. So a few researchers went a totally different direction. They looked at brain.
What must this nigga been smoking to think that?
Think about what your brain is doing right now and how little it runs on. Everything you're thinking runs on about 20 watts. We're using whole power plants just to copy a small piece of what your brain does on basically nothing. And it learns way better than our machines too. To teach a computer what a dog is, you have to show it thousands of photos. A little kid sees a dog,
which is what reCAPTCHA is, if you guys didn't know also. The reCAPTCHA has been us teaching the AI what certain objects are through repetition over billions and billions of users. Oh my goodness, guys. We have been feeding the AI machine with our flesh and energy and minds. Yikes.
once or twice, and just gets it. So how did we get from that to a dish playing Doom? It took 3 steps. Back in 2008, researchers grew a sheet of rat neurons and hooked it up to a little robot. And the cells actually drove it around. It sounds bigger than it was. The neurons just sat flat on a grid of electrodes and connected to their neighbors. That was pretty much it. This was nowhere near a real brain, and it wasn't even the first time someone had wired living tissue to a machine. One team even did it with the brain of a lamprey. The footage always looked a little like a horror movie.
What is
and
that?
From the start, people had one real doubt. Were the cells actually driving, or was the computer just taking their random signals and making it look that way? Keep that question in mind. We're coming back to it.
Okay.
The second step came in 2013. A scientist named Shinya Yamanaka showed you could reset a grown-up cell all the way back to the start.
Mr.
He found
Yamanaka!
4 proteins that turn a regular cell into a blank, brand new one. And from there, you can turn it into almost anything, including...
Conspiracy. The White Sox, Red Sox imprint, October 4th.
a neuron. That was huge. It meant you didn't have to take neurons out of a brain anymore. You could just take a bit of skin and grow them. There was another big step too. If you grow neurons on a flat dish, they only connect to the ones right next to them. But if you let them grow in 3D, they start to organize on their own. They spread out, fold into layers, and form the rough beginnings of real brain regions, kind of like an embryo does. One of those tiny balls of tissue is called an organoid. Then, in 2022, a company called Cortical Labs put all of this together into something they called Dish Brain. They grew about 800,000 neurons, part mouse and part human, and taught them to play Pong.
First of all, you guys know that most science things, they have to be funded. So we have to ask ourselves, who's funding this? Who funded this? Who was the person responsible for putting the money into wanting to do this? And why would they want to do this? Why would they want to see the outcome of what it looks like to grow brain cells and get them to do things? Is it truly for the AI race, the power race? Oh, he's being an environmentalist, really, Randy. Randy, you're so thoughtful for the environment. We love the way you're thinking. Oh, yeah, of course. There's so much energy in this world, but that also causes pollution. But what if we use human brain cells? At 20 watts, we're really using a tenth of the power. All right.
2 things about this were a big deal. First, a dish of cells was actually working toward a goal. Second, and this is the weird part, they'd figured out how to teach it. They could ask the cells a question and get an answer back. You're not supposed to be able to do that to a blob of tissue in a dish. So how do you teach a neuron? You can't give it a treat. So they used a basic fact about neurons. They hate chaos. If you give them a signal they can't predict, it stresses them out. So the setup was simple and kind of mean. When they missed the ball, they got hit with scrambled, random noise. When they hit it back, the signal went calm and steady. The neurons have no idea what Pong is. They're not playing to win. They're just trying to make the chaos stop. And they didn't pick that method at random.
Repetition.
They based it on an idea of the free energy principle. Basically, it says every living thing is always trying to avoid surprises and keep its world predictable. Because being surprised usually means something's wrong. So that urge to calm things down isn't something the scientists added. It might be the most basic thing a living cell does. But there's a big catch. We can grow brain tissue in 3D, and we can talk to living neurons. We just can't do both at the same time yet. So in order to talk to them, Dish Brain had to keep the cells flat because the chip that reads them is a flat grid. If you put a round organoid on it, you only touch the bottom layer. So they had to flatten it out and give up the brain's real shape just to talk to it. And remember, this is the crude version. Half the design is missing. Which brings us to a big new.
So how do they get the multi-layer effect thing to give it that 3D thing?
Labs showed off a computer that runs on brain cells. They call it CL1, and it plays Doom. This one was grown from about 200,000 human neurons. They took skin cells, reset them, turned them into neurons, and spread them across a bed of electrodes. Then they tied the signals to moving and shooting the same way as before. When it did well, the signal stayed calm. When it took damage or died, the cells got flooded with chaos. And within about a week, it had learned the basics of moving around and shooting. I'm not going to pretend to be calm about this, and I don't think you should be either. It's amazing, and it kind of makes me sick. And I think both of those reactions are fair, because that computer came from a real person. It's literally made of human cells.
Okay, then this is the problem. Now we have a bunch of deeper questions. Who's funding this? Who's funding this? And whose brain cells is that? Where do they get the cosign? Where do they get the sign off? This is what I tell y'all niggas about this technology stuff, man. This is why Terminator 2 is my favorite movie. It speaks about this all. The robots are here to take our lives, and they don't care.
I keep imagining what it would be like to be the thing stuck in there, playing the same little piece of game over and over forever, not remembering anything before it, not knowing that anything else even exists. For these cells, there's nothing else, just the...
So then, doesn't that kind of make you think about our own mortality and the fact that we're on this planet and we just keep rehashing the day until the cells go into cell decay and then we die? Because you know what, the greatest thing that you can do for yourself as a person is be on an airplane. When you're on an airplane and you're able to see that bird's eye point of view and realize how everything just kind of functions almost like a petri dish of bacteria, it really makes you kind of wonder about our mortality, dude. And also it makes you worry less about things because it's like you stop being so insular and self-focused.
Game. Are we making a piece of a human being whose whole world is getting shocked inside a violent video game just to save some electricity? For years, we worried about the opposite thing. Humans turning into machines, chips in our heads, that whole idea.
But that's already coming.
Nobody expected it to happen the other
Peter Thiel wants transhumanism, bro, allegedly, in my opinion.
way around. But that's kind of what's going on here. Now, to be fair, there was a big backlash to all of this, and it was kind of fair. When Cortical Labs published the Pong word, the title used a heavy word. It said the neurons showed sentience. Normally, that word means someone's in there having an experience. But the scientists meant it in a really narrow, technical way. Basically, anyway, the story blew up, and a lot of scientists were angry too. About 30 of them signed a letter saying the company had twisted the word just to get headlines and oversold the whole thing to help the business.
Marketing,
the worry
boys.
was pretty practical. Too much hype leads to backlash, and enough backlash could shut down a young field like this. And this research really matters. Scientists use these same cells to build living models of human diseases. They can watch how a disease develops and test drugs on tissue that's way closer to ours than a mouse's. That could save real lives and replace a lot of animal testing. It would be a real loss if a stunt with Pong and Doom dragged it all down. Doom really was kind of a stunt. The audience asked for it, and it made great marketing. But it brings us right back to that doubt from 2008. Is the brain really playing, or is the computer just cleaning up random noise and making it look good? Almost 20 years later, we can finally check. The developer behind the demo, who goes by Sean Call, released the code so anyone can read it. And what's inside is not just a brain in a box. There are 3 parts. First, a normal computer chip running an AI that watches the game and decides when to reward and when to punish. Second, the 200,000 human neurons. And third, a translator in the middle passing messages both ways.
Starter package, guys. This is what you need. In case you were wondering, in case you wanted to run your own human brain cell computer at your house, this is the starter kit.
Here's the uncomfortable part. Almost all of the actual smarts are on the chip, not in the cells. Reading the screen, running the learning, telling a win from a loss, that's all the computer. The developer was even worried his AI would get so good it wouldn't need the neurons at all. So he ran a simple test. He took the cells out and replaced them with pure random noise. And the learning just stopped. So the neurons are doing something real, even if it's a small part. So the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's not a brain playing on its own, but the cells aren't just for show either. It's mostly a normal computer doing...
Yeah, but it's the AI is almost acting like the eyes, right? Because it can't see. It's just reacting to stimuli, which is how we as humans move around in life. We react to stimuli. The reason you know not to touch the stove is because your eyes can see and say, this is a stove in the brain. It does all these calculations so quickly. Going through all the recesses and all the information you have, it said, this is stove. The last time you touched it when it was on and hot, it burns. And so it's just memory. It's really just memory. The same ideologies of how you have memory in your gene code, right? There's certain things that people or different families and things can avoid, or certain skill sets that people have that are better than other people because of the genetics in their code that's already been written. Let's say you come from a family of loggers, right? You're going to be more inclined and better at logging than most people around you because you come from a family of loggers, family of football players, family of athletes, family of musicians, same sort of idea, right? Same ideologies.
the work, with living cells adding a small but real piece. That's where we are today, and here's where I think it goes next. I don't think that small biological parts stay small. Labs all over are racing to grow this tissue in full 3D and connect to it properly, and it's already turning into a business, a huge business. A Swiss company called Final Spark rents out living human neurons over the internet. You pay a monthly fee, log in from anywhere in the world, and run experiments on 16 tiny human mini brains that they keep alive in their lab. And their whole pitch is...
Wait, so you guys are putting human brain cells on a subscription service? Oh my goodness, bro. This is worse than the heated seats in your BMW subscription service. I already bought the car. It's mine. Why do I have to pay for the subscription for my heated seats? I asked for the model with all the features. This is a dark society.
The same thing we started with, energy. They say these living chips can run on up to 1 million times less power than a normal one. So this weird one-off experiment is basically becoming a product you can subscribe to. And I believe sooner or later, someone's going to connect a full 3D mini brain and close that last gap.
Of course,
but let's go back to that Doom machine for a second. Most of the smarts are in the computer. The cells only do a little. So it would be easy to hear that and just ignore it. But being smart was never the scary part here. Being smart and being awake are two different things. You can be great at solving problems and still not feel anything at all. So the real question isn't whether those cells are clever, it's whether anyone's actually in there.
Exactly, whether it's
And it
sentient
turns
or
out
not,
being
dude.
able to feel might not need a big smart brain at all. A renowned neuroscientist, Mark Solms, argues almost the opposite of what we were taught. Solms says feeling isn't something that sits on top of intelligence. He thinks it comes first, underneath everything else, and that it comes straight out of the basic drive to stay alive. Think about what came first in evolution. It wasn't logic or language. The earliest living things weren't solving anything. They were just doing something much simpler and older, moving toward what kept them alive and away from what didn't. So something like feeling was already around long before thinking showed up.
So they're trying to then say that the idea of feeling is related to the idea of consciousness, right? By being alive, they're connected to consciousness. Because you need consciousness first. Because how is the cell going to know what it takes to grow, right? The embryonic cell, how is it going to know how to grow, or how is it going to know how to feed or stay away from this thing?
Now think back to how these cells get trained. Chaos when they fail, calm when they succeed. That's the free energy principle again. That same drive every living thing has to avoid surprise and keep itself steady. And if Solms is right, that drive isn't just close to feeling. It might be where feeling actually starts. So maybe we've had it backwards this whole time. We're not slowly building a mind and waiting for it to wake up at the top. We might be poking at the exact thing feeling comes from, right at the bottom, from the very first moment we turn the dish on. And if something in there did start to feel, we'd probably miss it completely. We can barely spot it in each other. In 2006, a scientist named Adrian Owen studied a young woman who everyone had given up on. They called her vegetative. He put her in a brain scanner and asked her to imagine playing tennis. And her brain lit up exactly like yours would. She was completely awake and aware. She just couldn't move or speak to show it. And a later study found out that about 1 in 4 patients written off like that are actually still aware. So if we can miss a fully conscious person lying right in front of us, what chance do we have of spotting it in a clump of cells? We like to tell ourselves that feeling needs the right parts. Pain receptors, certain brain structures, but even that is shaky.
I've always liked this photo. It says a lot without saying any much, you know? It's interesting. Alright, let's get back to the video.
Insects don't have a visual cortex, and they clearly see, so feeling might run on parts that look nothing like ours, parts we'd never even think to check. When the noise in the dish gets too loud, the cells turn their response down like they're trying to block it out. Something in pain would do that, but so would something that feels nothing at all. Backing away from a bad signal isn't the same as suffering, and from the outside, there's no test that can tell the two apart. This is what the philosopher David Chalmers called the hard problem. We can map every single cell in a brain and still have no idea how it turns into an actual feeling. So let me be honest about both sides of this. Think about what this research could give us. It could help us finally understand diseases. It could,
or we could be really walking into the beginnings of the idea of, because this takes us into the idea of consciousness, right? When they say that, oh, you can cryogenically freeze your body and then we'll be able to take your consciousness and put it into a different body, so when you come back, you don't need to be the decrepit old man billionaire who died. You can be a youthful 25-year-old because we'll be able to re-upload your consciousness. Well, this is a possibility. With all these inner workings of AI, like I told you guys, we are feeding the AI. We are the AI food. The same way that the trees we're the food for the trees. All right. Now, I don't know where this can go to, but I can definitely say that in the wrong hands, it's one of those things where someone's going to try to take this thing further than this. Okay, we have the human cells. Great. Can we put a human mind? How big of a brain can we create? Can we attach this brain and consciousness into something else? It's always going to develop like this in the wrong hands. And this is what happens when man tries to play God. All right? It's a terrible idea. WIQ maxing, guys. I want to start putting some more higher level consciousness videos, things that make us think, as opposed to just always consuming goy slop. You know? We're always just consuming goyim slop all the time, and so I think it's also a good idea to kind of look at things from a smarter perspective, right? We can't just be out here doing goyim slop. Hayden Penitentiary was warning us about Hollywood, and Kid Cudi reveals untold stories from behind with Man on the Moon. Yes. Let's get into that tomorrow. Because my GTA footage didn't load and I was choked about that. But Kid Cudi reveals untold stories. I want to get into that as well. Let's see here. Officers, the truth behind every Christian music label, and we're not ready for biocomputing. Okay. I do like that. Because these videos are kind of... Actually, no. The Kid Cudi one? Alright, should we do the Hayden Panettiere one? Okay, let's do the Hayden Penitentiary one. Let's find out about the hidden underworld of this whole thing. I will say this. Apparently it's James Blunt. Okay, quickly, I want to preface this video saying, allegedly, in my opinion, based on the shorts and TikToks that I find on X, that apparently it's James Blunt. The nigga that is behind this is James Blunt. The nigga that she was in the room with was James Blunt. If you look at James Blunt's new music video, it sort of ties this whole little conspiracy up. But like I said, allegedly, my opinion, take it with a grain of salt.
Pierre spoke out about her experiences in Hollywood, and what she said will leave you speechless. She told a very sad story about an incident that happened on a boat, where she was put in a very compromising situation. Hayden had joined the short list of celebrities willing to speak out about what they were put through. Today, we are going to analyze exactly what she was trying to reveal about Hollywood, and attempt to figure out why so many celebrities...
There's very simple. The Hollywood trope is very simple. How far are you willing to bend your morality to be given everything that you want? When in reality, we all know that money, cars, and girls and fame is all a source of outside validation. And most of these people that are able to bend their morality is because they have no sense of self, right? Their self-esteem is low. And so they believe that outside validation will be able to sort of be an equivalent exchange for that. But it rarely ever is. Once again, guys, allegedly, all in my opinion, of course.
Deal with this issue. By now, all of you should have heard the terrible news that happened yesterday. I want to say RIP to her and give my condolences to her family. This was truly unexpected and insanely sad. I used to watch her in Heroes and other shows when I was much younger, and I was not expecting this at all. She was way too young and had so many years left ahead of her. Sadly, this is becoming all too common in the industry. What's even more tragic is that all of this seems to have happened to her right as she was trying to get her life together. She spoke about dealing with the difficulties of growing up in Hollywood and how they had taken a toll on her.
It didn't feel like I had a normal childhood, normal upbringing, but...
Add this to her becoming a new mother and dealing with the pressures of that, and she was left in a very difficult position. But it does seem that she was trying to fix whatever was wrong with her by speaking out. Just a few months ago, she released her memoir in which she detailed difficulties while growing up in Hollywood. Like many child stars who developed into adults in the industry, she experienced a lot of things that should have never happened to her. Why does it seem like this part of the story always seems the same no matter what child actor we talk about? They always tend to bring up similar experiences, and most of the time, we can see that they're affected by it. This is what Hayden claimed was deeply affecting her, and she spoke all about it in her book. In her memoir, This Is Me, she recounts a deeply disturbing experience from when she was 18, during a vacation on a luxury super yacht in south of France with a trusted industry associate. This associate, whom she viewed as a protector, instructed her to meet someone in a small cabin. There, she found a famous 30-something British singer-songwriter lying down, and this woman pushed her towards it.
What did I say? What did I say?
What did I miss?
What did I say? I said the nigga's name. That's the only thing I said. But like, again, allegedly in my opinion, though, of course, this is what I was talking about. Oh, man.
Before leaving them alone. Hayden claimed she was paralyzed by a lifetime of professional compliance and initially froze. Upon being left alone though, she flipped out and went into survival mode. She confronted the musician by directly telling him that she didn't know what they told him, but nothing was going to happen before fleeing the room. The only thing was, she was trapped on the yacht and had no option but to hide. Pantier described the incident as a profound betrayal, likening the feeling to being physically struck and expressing that she was treated like a call girl by someone who had previously acted as a close friend. Many saw this as Hayden revealing the darker side of the industry. They believe she was talking about how the backdoor deals are made. People believe that they were possibly offering her a big opportunity, but to seal the deal, she had to meet with that man on the yacht. She was then taken to the private room to meet him, and she was expected to do as he wanted if she was going to get that opportunity. This is one of the darkest stories I have seen a celebrity detail in their book. She recently did an interview where she spoke about this incident, and when she tells the story in person, you can see the pain in her eyes.
I realized that I was in danger, but by the time I'd realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea. And
there's many recounts of this sort of ideology and sort of thing that happens, okay? Why do you think Mr. Weinstein had to go to jail for doing exactly this? People in positions of power, they want to see how other people will bend to their control, right? Conspiracy theory here, but what's that movie with 6 Degrees of Separation with Will Smith, where he plays the Bati nigga? He ain't playing shit, nigga. Nigga did that so that he could have all the other roles. What happened after that movie? Independence Day, Men in Black. Allegedly, in my opinion, of course.
And it was that moment shook me and was shocking. And I was quite literally walked down, and I had been having a great time. There was no hints of anything like that happening. So it took me, I was shocked. It took me by surprise. And it was led by somebody that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back. And to be walked down, down the stairs, and it was as like a surprise, presented as though it was like a surprise. And it was this very small room, and she physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous, and
dropped you down there,
and had his hands like this, like this was just an average day for him. This is something that happens all the time, and I waited for her to leave, and I mean,
you're beautiful, I know. Hayden, stand right there. I'll put my hands in the air. Hayden, you're beautiful. Sorry. Allegedly, in my opinion, still.
That lion in me, that fire in me, that my hair stood on end, and I became ferocious. I was like, this is not happening. But I had nowhere.
You guys, I'm joking, obviously. You guys, this is all jokes. Obviously, we shouldn't be joking about the rest in peace, Hayden Panettiere, but I'm just saying that. I'm just trying to make light of the situation. It's terrible. You're on a yacht in the middle of the ocean. Unless she's an oceanographer, I'm sure she doesn't know where she's at. There's no jumping off this thing, bro. How far is the shore? You're dunzos, man. These are compromising situations they put people in. And this is the same sort of situation that the Diddy situation, it all comes from these situations of putting compromised people in positions of power with other people who have power to be able to see how far you're willing to go for that next role. How far are you willing to go for that next big blockbuster hit? That's what they want, bro. People in control who have power, they're bored. They're bored. This is how they get their kicks, unfortunately.
To hide. And I bolted, and I hid wherever I could think of to hide on a boat. There was no jumping off and swimming away, and there was nobody who was going to. I realized that there was nobody who was going to be empathetic to my situation, that this was nothing new to them.
It appears that what they did to her clearly affected her deeply. She seems visibly disturbed about the situation, as if she was reliving what happened on that day. What she said about being on the boat was the most terrifying thing of it all. It is like they picked this boat so she would have nowhere else to go. This is truly scary, and she is so lucky she made it out of that situation. We have all heard of the strange disappearances that happen out on the sea. Unfortunately, although she described them, she never identified this mystery man, leaving his name unknown and allowing him the opportunity to do it to others. This is why so many people feel the industry is a wicked place. They hear stories like this, and many feel it reflects the behavior of the industry as a whole. This reminded me of the video the Daily News just released of Beyonce. In that video, Beyonce is seen sitting on top of a music industry executive's lap to
Look at this bald nigga, bro. Look at this bald nigga. Ew, dude. Bald nigga.
Discuss a feature of Michael Jackson.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you want to sit up? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap. Michael?
She could have sat on the chair, nigga. Come on.
Michael? Hi. Okay, okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap, and I'm going to put you on speakerphone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going to put you on speakerphone to talk to her. And
you could have stood up, nigga.
You're shaking.
Yeah, because she's crazily uncomfortable, my guy. You could have stood up and let her have the chair. Do you have no chivalry? Bald nigga?
Okay, you ready? Okay, hold on. Oh, no. I'm going to pass out. Michael?
Yes, Mark.
Here we go. I have Beyonce here.
Hi. Hi, Beyonce. How you doing? Oh, good. I really appreciate you doing this because we're giving back.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
But thank you. Brad Boxer is putting down the track now.
Right here, Michael.
Brad,
Yes.
you're putting down the track now.
Yep. Yeah, Beyonce's going to go in the studio and lay it down now, and you're going to give her inspiration.
Michael, when she was listening to the track, she fell in love with it immediately.
Yes, I did. I love it.
You did?
Yeah,
Yes.
immediately, Michael.
It's wonderful.
She lit up, immediately from the very first line of the first verse.
But please don't, Beyonce. My voice.
Your voice sounds great.
You sound...
He was getting over the flu when we recorded this.
You know the flu. I had the
And
flu.
this is only his demo track for
That's how his voice sounds when when he has the flu.
Well, it sounds wonderful.
It does.
And the first line, I screamed. Literally, I screamed.
And Michael, she's, these guys can sing. I mean, she's gonna...
Bro, it's so crazy because they're obviously using this inspiration of hers. Like, especially in the black community, black pop music, Michael Jackson is the pinnacle. Anybody who has the opportunity to work with him or to be involved with anything that he's doing, that's a power play. Especially when you're young, it's like, oh, look what we can give you. Look at the access you have access to when you're dealing with us. Are you going to give this up for this? Right? So this thing right here where she's sitting on the man's lap, that's a step one. That's a test. That's the first test. Oh, you're willing to sit on my lap. Yeah, but she didn't even probably think twice about it. The situation, she's so caught up in the situation, she probably didn't think twice about it. No harm. No harm, no foul. But this is now the nigga's going to be using this as a test. Oh, how much more can I get out of Beyonce? Is she willing to go in the studio with me, now record vocals, and do some wah, wah, wah? Possibly. This is how they move, bro. They shit test you little by little. They take away everything you got. They destroy your dignity. 1,000 paper cuts.
I nailed this. This is great. So we're happening. The vibe couldn't be any better.
Let's get going then.
All right, let's get going.
Love you, Michael.
I love you too.
All right,
Bye.
talk to you later, Michael.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was
He gets very emotional over this project. I mean,
I'm happy I talked to him. Oh, I want to do a little...
Beyonce, who is now one of the biggest names in music, could be seen smiling from ear to ear, sitting on this man's lap talking to Michael Jackson. It almost seemed normal to her. At 19, she knew what was said about the industry, and this shows why she didn't face any resistance to the top. To me, this was the same scenario Hayden Panettiere had described in her book. Many believe that this is one of the only ways you can achieve success in the industry. Unfortunately, Hayden did not get the opportunity to reveal who the man was. It seemed like she was not ready to open that can of worms, and now we will never know who he really is. Sadly, with all the stories we hear, he is likely not the only one we should be worried about. This is clearly bigger than just one person and indicates it is more of an industry problem as a whole. It seems that so many people are dealing with this, and they end up in a difficult place like Hayden. We have seen the same problem play.
It's the same playbook done over and over and over again every single time, guys. Yeah, I watched the video on, if you go on X and you just type in Hayden Panettiere, James Blunt, there'll be a video that sort of dissects this. Obviously, it's allegedly my opinion. I don't have all the information, but take what I say with a grain of salt, you know? That is very sad. Very saddening, you guys. What a world we live in. What a world we live in, guys. Alrighty. I guess one more here, innit? Alright, well, I guess that ends today's stream, innit? That concludes today's stream. I did have some notes I wanted to go over. I did have some notes. I wrote some stuff about shunting here. Oh, reels. Well, there was so much content today, so don't worry. There was one piece of thing. It's not here right now. Because we started streaming late, I know. Don't worry, guys. We'll get to Reels when I have enough time. I have enough time to do it, you know? Ah, when I have enough time. Okay. I wanted to talk about adultery. That's what I wanted to talk about. That was my video topic for today. I wanted to speak on that. You found her in a puddle of adultery. It would only end there. How you start something is how you finish it. Right? All right. Well, I have my notes here. I had like a little note. I don't know if you guys gonna let me. Okay, guys. I want to talk about the greatest sin that is available today. It's either murder or adultery. I know in the Muslim community it is zina. So I just want to be able to speak on this because unfortunately I have found myself in the middle of it multiple times, and for some reason I can never seem to course correct or do the right thing. But then I'm at fault because I kind of coax it, right? I see it and then I kind of lure it in. So I'm not good by any means, bro. I'm terrible. Now I know you're not supposed to be admitting your sins, but I'm just trying to tell you guys that I can only speak of it from a truthful place. So I just want to quickly read this little note that I put here. So you found her in the puddle of adultery. It will only end there. How you start something is how you end something. So essentially, you found her cheating on you, and if you do want to take her from her man and make her your girlfriend, guess what? She'll most likely end up cheating on you too. So you'll only be bringing yourself heartbreak, right? You caused somebody heartbreak, you'll only be getting it back on yourself. And then secondly here, the sinning culture is allowed as long as you repent to Jesus. Jesus can save me from my sins. So it allows the sins to continue. And what I essentially mean by that is there's a lot of people that sort of use the cloak of religion, or I think especially nowadays Christianity, because Christianity has been so ridiculed in the media and everything, that people kind of use that and say, oh, as long as I can be an OF girl, or I could cheat and drink and do all these bad debaucherous things, as long as I end up repenting to Jesus. Okay, well, it's one thing to do that and then take on this cloak of, oh, I'm a believer, I'm saved again. But then they still continue to sin because they're like, oh, as long as I repent for my sins and I say, oh, I'm sorry, then it's fine, right? Because the idea and the ideologies of this religion, Christianity, sometimes people use it as a cloak to try to do bad things. But then they'll still have the Jesus piece or the cross and be like, but I'm a Christian though. I'm a Christian. And it's because some of the ideologies, unfortunately, in modern day culture, they're not respected. The ideologies of Christianity, they're not respected. It's ridiculed, right? Unlike something like Islam, which if you go to ridicule it, you will be completely destroyed, right? There's such a stronghold on the faith and the uplooking to, you're looking at these other followers and believers of this religion and they take it so seriously. Whereas the modern media has completely bastardized Christianity. And I say that from the standpoint that like, look at the modern day America, where's God? Look at modern day America. Where is God? Where did he go? You have people out here that are taking their children's life and being turned into millionaires via GoFundMes. This is what I'm saying. What happened to the man that's supposed to be protecting us? It's almost as if the book of Revelations in the end times, it's all coming to fruition right now. And a lot of people are scared to see it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to believe in anything. They just want to believe in the fact that I'm here to have a good time and I'm here to have a humanly experience. And then once everything will sort of hit the fan, then I'm going to sit down and repent myself to God and Allah and say, oh, I'm sorry for doing all these dumb things. Yeah, well, in the Bible, it talks about how you can ask for repentance and ask for his forgiveness and he'll give it to you. But if you continue to do these nefarious acts and then you're caught, live by the gun, die by the gun, and you reach out and you ask for his praise and glory and forgiveness, he's not going to do it. Because you willingly are committing these sinful acts. So to conclude this video, I just really want to say that, like, no, in the back of my mind, I keep wanting to entertain the idea of keep doing this. I'm still in contact with a girl now, but I think I can't take it any further than this, bro. I've done what I've done and it's not good. It's not a good thing. And I apologize to someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt from this, dude. Someone is gonna get hurt from this, and I'm sorry. I am completely sorry. This is not a good way to have any kind of friendship. Oh my God, I feel bad. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I had to tell you from my own personal perspective. It's not a good thing. If this is something that y'all do, you guys want to glorify taking other people's girls. You know, I took this nigga's bitch, blah blah blah. Nah, it's bad. It's bad news bears, and we should try to be better. And that's the end of today's stream, guys. What W stream. We had a couple videos that for some reason were not working. I don't know why. I'll try to fix that for tomorrow. We have this Kid Cudi video I want to get into. He talks about this story of Man on the Moon. I want to get into that, sort of decipher some of the background information and stories that no one has ever heard about this album. I want to divulge into that. We all know Kid Cudi is also one of my favorite artists. But yes, same time tomorrow, same bat channel tomorrow. We will be here. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We are streaming daily. Daily Streamer. We're streaming every day right now, getting those hours in. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the stream. I love each and every single last one of you, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Au revoir.